Yeah.
Go.
Bangkok.
Yes. Morning. Pagka ano, sing-sing,
The exit. Read carefully the passenger BB card located by your seat. If you do not wish to perform the functions described in case of an emergency, please ask the cabin crew to reseat you. Once again, this is flight time J5958 bound for Bangkok, Thailand. Welcome aboard.
Evan and Ange, welcome aboard Cebu Pacific, Flight 5J5958, jet service bound for Don Muang Airport, Bangkok, Thailand. As of the moment, we're just finishing our cargo loading and final boarding procedures. Once we're done, we'll be closing our doors and get ready for our departure. Anyways, for flight information, this flight will take us to Don Muang, Bangkok at approximately 3 hours and 40 minutes. And we'll be cruising at 34,000 feet. Weather forecasted on our departure is fair, and I will give you the latest weather updates once we start our descent towards Bangkok. And as always, your safety and comfort is our priority, and we request all guests to pay attention to announcements from the flight deck and cabin crew. Your usual patience, full cooperation, and compliance are highly appreciated. And please do not hesitate to call on the attention of our cabin crew should you require further assistance or clarification on these important measures. And I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of my family, parents, my wife and sister. And thank you for joining me in this very special flight for this morning. And thank you for your unwavering support, patience, and understanding. I hope you enjoy the flight as much as I enjoy having you on board. And for all of us, we wish you a safe and pleasant journey. Thank you once again for flying with Cebu Pacific. And this is flight 5J5958 bound for Don Muang, Bangkok. Good morning.
In a moment, proceed to the usable exits. There are also fire extinguishers in the cabin. Operation of the device is indicated on the equipment itself.
Due to the potential risk of fire associated with lithium-ion batteries and damage to your portable electronic devices, we request that you remove all charging cables from the in-seat power outlets during taxi, takeoff, and landing. In addition, please do not charge any electronic devices, including power banks, during this time. These safety protocols are meant to ensure compliance to the existing regulations and to provide security and a pleasant experience in flight. Your safety and comfort are our utmost priority. We wish everyone an enjoyable flight.
Seatbelt, please.
We are about to take off. Fasten seatbelts securely, keep window shades open, and tray tables stowed. Voice communication with the use of mobile phones is prohibited while cabin doors are closed. This is a non-smoking flight. Use of vape, e-cigarette, and all smoking or vapor inhaling and emitting devices is prohibited by Philippine Civil Aviation regulations. Please stop using your gadget if the battery becomes excessively warm. This refers to all gadgets powered by lithium battery or charger.
Cabin lights for your comfort. Guests reading or eating may switch on their individual reading lights. In compliance with civil aviation regulations, your cabin crew will now be taking their seats in preparation for takeoff.
To take-off stations. again from the flight deck. This is First Officer Chester, and to give some updates, we are still cruising at 34,000 feet and currently 500 kilometers east of Don Muang International Airport. We'll be starting our initial descent in about 12 minutes from now, and estimate touchdown time, weather and traffic permitting, in Don Muang Airport, Bangkok is 30 minutes past the hour of 5 o'clock this morning. Check for your convenience, is now 48 minutes past the hour of 4 o'clock. And this is Thailand Standard Time. For your information, Thailand Standard Time is 1 hour behind of the Philippines Standard Time. Well, reported over Bangkok Airport is reported to be fair, expecting winds coming from the south with current ground temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. And due to some low-lying clouds, we may encounter some light to moderate turbulence or approach on this morning. So for your safety, please keep your seatbelts fastened whenever you are seated. And once again, on behalf of Cebu Pacific, together with Captain Don Lacerna and with your cabin crew, with Joyce, Minnie, Yael, Evan, and Ange, we would like to thank you all for flying with us, and we hope to be of service to you again in your future flights. Landing stations.
Pacific welcomes you to Bangkok, Thailand. Hello everyone, we have just landed at Muang International Airport. The local time now is 24 minutes past the hour of 5 in the morning. And for your information, there is a time difference between Cebu, Philippines and Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok is 1 hour behind Cebu. The ground temperature is at 27 degrees Celsius. Also, we are pleased to announce that we have just landed 11 minutes ahead of our scheduled time of arrival. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Voice communication with the use of mobile phones is prohibited while cabin doors are closed. Please check your surroundings to ensure to not leave any of your personal belongings behind. Be cautious when opening the overhead bins as heavy items may have moved during the flight. On behalf of your entire Cebu Pacific team, head of our flight deck crew, Captain Rogelio Lacerda Jr. and First Officer Chester Andrew Bate, together with the rest of the crew, would like to thank you for making Cebu Pacific a part of your important moments. It was truly a pleasure having you all on board, and we do hope to fly you to more fun in the future. Once again, thank you everyone for flying Cebu Pacific. For guests with infant, the infant's life vest shall be collected after disembarkation. For safety reasons, leave the infant's life vest inside the seat pocket and be reminded that unauthorized removal of the life vest from the aircraft is a serious offense. Once again, we ask that you keep your area clean and tidy. Kindly clear your seat pockets of any remaining litter and please bring these with you as you leave your seats. You may dispose this in the bins near the exits. We seek your cooperation in ensuring that no litter is left behind the aircraft. Thank you.
crew, these are up doors for arrival and cross-check.
Once again, for your safety, please wait for the fasten seatbelt sign to be switched off before you stand. Thank you.